Last episode, we went undefeated with pure grass types. Nobody believed it was possible, so now let's see if we can do it again, this time with water type. Welcome back to Monotype Madness. If you're new here, the rules are simple. One type only, no secondary typings, pure ranked battles in Pokémon Champions. Let me introduce the team. First up is Politoed. Politoed is the foundation of this entire strategy. Its Drizzle ability sets up permanent rain the moment it enters the field, boosting every single water move on my team by 50% automatically. On top of that, Politoed can stall opponents with Perish Song. Next, Feraligatr, the heavy hitter. Feraligatr runs Sheer Force, which removes the secondary effects of its moves in exchange for a massive power boost on every single attack. Under Rain with Sheer Force active, Feraligatr hits so hard it can one-shot most opponents before they even get a chance to respond. Third, Milotic, our bulky special wall. Milotic can inflict burns on physical attackers, cutting their damage in half while recovering HP with Recover whenever things get dangerous. Almost impossible to knock out and incredibly frustrating to face. Fourth, Blastoise, another tank but with a twist. When Blastoise Mega evolves, its Mega Launcher ability powers up all Pulse and Aura moves dramatically, making moves like Water Pulse and Dark Pulse hit significantly harder than normal. A wall that also hits like a truck. Fifth, Clawitzer. This one catches opponents completely off guard. Clawitzer's Mega Launcher ability powers up all Pulse moves, giving it access to incredibly powerful Water Pulse and Aura Sphere attacks that hit much harder than anyone expects from this Pokemon. And finally, Vaporeon. Vaporeon's job is simple but critical. Haze removes all stat boosts from both sides instantly. Any opponent trying to set up and sweep gets completely shut down by Vaporeon before they can do any damage. Pure utility that fills exactly the hole this team needed. And with that said, it's time to see if this team is broken or is it gonna end up badly for me. For the first battle, my opponent decided to use Skill Swap to swap abilities with Golurk. I assume it has no guard and will probably use Sheer Cold next turn. Thankfully, Feraligatr took it down real quick. My opponent then sent out Electros, which is a threat to my team, especially with its Mega ability Elevate, giving it free boost every time it knocks out one of my Pokemon. Electros decided to took down my Politoed first, but with Focus Sash, my Politoed hang on and both of my Pokemon took down the threat instantly. Feraligatr could have one-shotted if not for the Reflect setup, reducing my physical damage. Lastly is an Infernape, but with Rain on my side, this does not pose much of a threat to me. So Feraligatr just one-shot the Infernape and then proceed to finish off the Golurk.
This one, I'm confident.
For the second battle, I tried to conserve Politoed whenever I get a chance, since Politoed is crucial in setting up Rain, and if it goes down first, then my Rain strat would go down the drain. That's why I didn't start with Politoed first, since I knew that my opponent would use Ninetales to counter my Rain. Because of that, I was able to perfectly set up Rain and prevent my opponent from using Aurora Veil. And after my opponent withdraw Ninetales, I know that I have to withdraw Politoed as well to counter the weather condition. Thanks to the Rain setup, both my cannons are ready to hit my opponent with maximum power, and my opponent failed to reduce incoming damage with Aurora Veil. Since I took out the Greninja, Ninetales came out again to set up the snow.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
My threat now is the Mega Staraptor with its ability Contrary. All Staraptor has to do is just spam close combat, increasing its defense every time it attacks me. It's a good thing my opponent decided to use Protect on the Staraptor, and they swap in Ninetales to try and set up Aurora Veil again. Once again, my Politoed is ready to intercept. I also decided to Mega Evolve Blastoise to give it a bit of extra bulk. This would allow me to withstand the Staraptor and pray that I can get rid of it before it becomes even more bulky. Thankfully, Ninetales got confused with Water Pulse and hit itself, and I was lucky enough that the Staraptor got hit with Ice Beam and was frozen. This gave me the guarantee win, as all my opponent had was a Sneasler. My opponent also knew and forfeited. What an unfortunate thing to happen to them, since Ice Beam only has 10% chance of freezing. I would have uninstalled the game at that point. For this battle, I decided to keep Politoed on the bench. If I lead with Politoed, my opponent immediately knows my entire game plan and can counter the Rain before it even gets started. So instead, I opened with Mega Blastoise, and it paid off immediately. Mega Blastoise landed a confusion on Mawile right away, and Mawile proceeded to attack itself. Then something unexpected happened. My opponent set up Trick Room. Now, normally Trick Room is a problem, but not for Mega Blastoise. Mega Blastoise is incredibly slow, which means under Trick Room, it actually moves first. Just a quick reminder here, if you guys enjoy this type of content, be sure to subscribe to the channel as this helps out a lot. Now back to the video. My opponent then used Baton Pass, but Quaquaval didn't even have any stats change. What's the point of doing that? But then Blastoise started taking curse damage. I couldn't let that chip away at my Pokemon, so I swapped it out. That's when my opponent decided to go Mega Charizard and use Drought. Thankfully, that's what I was waiting for, so I swapped out Clawitzer for Politoed to counter with Rain, which ultimately led to Quaquaval getting burned, which cuts its physical damage in half.
Tis but a scratch.
And Charizard has to waste a turn charging Solar Beam. My opponent then forfeited the match. In this battle, I swapped out Politoed instantly to preserve Rain. Thankfully, I did. And my opponent decided to take it out first, so they got to my Clawitzer instead.
Fight back! Fight back!
This gave Feraligatr a chance to one-shot the Dragonite. Sadly, Clawitzer didn't wake up next turn, and my Feraligatr is now asleep. So I brought in the big guns, Mega Blastoise. It tanked the shot and dodged the sleep.
Tis but a scratch.
Thankfully, Feraligatr woke up that turn, but was hit with Cute Charm. My Blastoise then took out the Gimmighoul first. My Blastoise barely holding on while Feraligatr is just standing there love-struck by Milotic.
Help!
Sadly, Blastoise went down, but my Feraligatr came in clutch because he ain't no simp. With Milotic gone, Cute Charm effect also disappeared. This allows my Feraligatr to one-shot the Garchomp and win the battle. For the last battle, Clawitzer carried the game. All I had to do was just click the Aura Sphere button since 3 of my opponent's Pokemon are super effective to fighting type, especially Aggron and Tyranitar, which was extremely effective. Feraligatr took down the Drampa, and I swapped out Feraligatr for Politoed to get rid of the Sandstorm. I didn't lose a single Pokemon this battle, and my opponent is down to their last Pokemon. Especially a fire type in the rain, using a not very effective move against my team. I didn't even break a sweat this last battle. With that, this ends the Mono Water episode. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.